The way that I'm feeling right now, this is like what the majority of people feel like. And it just feels like everybody had the tools that I was missing. Without this medication, I never would have gotten here on my own. And it's just really tough to reflect on the amount of damage that I have done. And it's just kind of like, no wonder that I got this way. This is how I'm supposed to feel. This medication has been the most powerful tool I have ever used. Hello, it is my 6-month update. It truly feels like it was yesterday when I started this journey. First things first, the results. When I started this journey, my starting weight was 310 pounds. And today I weigh 261 pounds. That is just shy of 50 pounds. My waist starting was 54 inches and now I'm at 41 inches. And that's a huge change. I mean, physically. Hi, I am Jenny. I am 32 years old and I am on semaglutide and I just finished my 2nd month. So far it's been pretty amazing, pretty seamless. I haven't had any major side effects, but I think the best side effect is that I've lost about 17 pounds so far. I'm officially completing one of my goals of being under 300 pounds. I live in Utah and I'm really happy to say that every medication so far has literally come straight to my doorstep. The support that I've been getting from Barrett Plastic Surgery has actually been pretty incredible. They approach it holistically because this is all about, you know, just enriching my body and really just supporting it as I'm making these like new changes. I'm going to be sharing my journey along the way and I hope that you stay tuned to see where I'm at like 6 months from now. I'm starting week 10 and I've been on semaglutide now for about a little over 2 months. And it really just feels like time is flying by. My current weight is 288 pounds. Yay, I'm finally in the 80s. This happened recently. And my goal definitely before the end of the year is to be in the 70s. And I think that's gonna happen. I feel like my body has officially settled with this medication. I barely feel hungry throughout my days. And for some who are like wondering what my dietary choices are, really, I'm just mainly focusing on like protein, fiber, and hydration. I do try to steer away from carbs, sugars, and starches, but honestly, it's really important for me and like my mindset to not feel like super depriving myself, because when you do, your mind tends to play like tricks on you and it makes you crave the things that you can't have, even though like my cravings are totally quiet. I find myself eating a lot slower to the point where I'm like way more satisfied about halfway through my meal. I even save most of it for later. Or actually, I've been starting to kind of pick out smaller portions right off the bat, just so because I know I'm going to be like satisfied with it. So I mean, I can't completely say that the food noise is 100% gone, but my goodness, it is so much quieter for sure. And especially with Thanksgiving around the corner, and plenty of us know that the holiday season is the biggest challenge of the year by far. Overall, I'm just so happy with my progress so far. I still don't have to buy new clothes just yet, but I am happy to say that I bought a pair of jeans like months ago that were way too tight, and just recently I've been able to fit into them perfectly. So love that for me. Anyway, more to come with the updates. Thank you for listening and have a good day. Okay, real quick, I wanted to share some of my like go-tos for my meals lately. Super quick, super easy. I've been obsessed with these pure protein, especially the chocolate peanut caramel one. So far it has good macros. Is it the healthiest? No. Is it whole food? No. But is it quick? Is it easy? Does it give me some protein? Yes. Honestly, better habit than what I was doing before. And then for a lunch, I usually do a bagged salad. And then I've also been obsessed with these Just Bare chicken strips because they are lightly breaded. I'm trying to stay away from carbs, but I'm not completely cutting them out. So this is a good, like, you know, way for me to not feel like I'm completely depriving myself. Plus 16 grams of protein. Anyway, that's usually what I do as a snack in between my meals, and this is usually like my lunch, and I just do about like 2 of those a day. Anyway, so delicious. Hello everyone, happy Thanksgiving! I know, especially being on semaglutide, I'm really grateful that I don't have to feel threatened by today, and anyone in my same position knows that this is definitely a more gluttonous holiday, even though food isn't the main focus. Pretty darn close. I'm gonna abide by like 3 rules that I've set for myself to just kind of help me stay on track. Number 1, that is telling myself that I'm just having dinner with my family, right? I figured it'll take the pressure off, you know? I want to avoid that fear of missing out mentality that has triggered some overeating or like binge tendencies in the past. It's just one day out of many that I'm sitting down with good company with just more food options than typical, right? Number 2, I'm going to fill up on the food that meet my dietary goals. Now, I mentioned this in my like 2-month update, and I feel like that's a foolproof plan, if any. Plus, I'm finding it a lot more challenging to even finish my plate half the time, so this will be good. Number 3, I think is really important. I am not going to fast until dinner time. Even on an appetite suppressing medication, if I fast leading up to a large dinner, I'm worried that I'm gonna feel like tempted to eat more because I have calories to spare, which could lead to overeating. Now, again, I feel pretty confident that my body like won't let me overeat. So I'd rather have a few healthy snacks beforehand, just I guess to be more safe than sorry. Those are my 3 rules. I think they sound great. Anyway, wishing everyone a happy holiday, happy Thanksgiving. Love you all. Got some carrots, green bean casserole, turkey, brisket, some mashed potatoes. I'm stuffed, and it's literally my one plate. And normally at this time I would get like mashed potatoes or like another helping of it, at least one more roll, wait for dessert. I have zero intentions of doing any of that. Maybe dessert. I'll still hold room for that. So I am home from Thanksgiving, spending it with my family. I wanted to kind of provide some like final thoughts, or I guess final recap of how my experience went today. I personally was not expecting for me to feel so emotional about this, because I felt that I did really well, like in terms of like portion control, right? Like I barely even finished my plate and I was like done. And then everything kind of settled and the dessert came out and I had like the tiniest slice of a pie. And I was like more than satisfied, and I didn't really think anything of it. But then I was like on my way home and I was like, wow, like I really didn't eat much, I guess, like in comparison to how I would used to eat. You know, when I was like on diets before or trying to lose weight before and tried to be better at my portion control, my thoughts still surrounded food. And I had just really loud food noise. You know, like always, whether I was on a diet or not, you know, my thoughts just were consumed about food more than I realized. But I am noticing now that like I've been focusing on other things and food hasn't been the forefront of my mind. Part of me realizes that this is like the way that I'm feeling right now and the way that I was feeling today. This is like what the majority of people feel like. Their lives are not consumed with thoughts about food. Like this is what I'm supposed to feel like. And it just feels like everybody had the tools that I was missing. And it's just really tough to reflect on the amount of damage that I have done. And it's just kind of like, no wonder that I got this way, you know? Without this medication, I don't think like I would have gotten to this mindset, because it's hard to articulate how I'm feeling right now. And I feel like these are happy tears because I'm glad that I'm realizing that this is how I'm supposed to feel. Like this is how I'm supposed to move through life and nourish my body in a better way without using food as like such an emotional support or crutch, you know? Without this medication, helping me manage it a lot better. I feel like I never would have gotten here on my own. I never would have come to this realization on my own. I don't know. I feel like the first step is realizing the problem. And it's like, I feel like I've always known, but this is kind of the first time it's like really hitting me that like, had I felt this way from the beginning, my life would be completely different, you know? I do personally come from a belief that things happen for a reason, and this was the challenge I was meant to go through in this life, and honestly, better late than never, right? So yeah. Hello, it's morning and I just weighed myself, and I'm realizing that I've kind of hit a bit of a plateau, almost toggling between like a half a pound to a full pound every day. And here's my new thought process behind this. The worst thing that I can do, or really like anyone could do in this situation, is to derail it by binging or like emotionally eating or just giving up because you're frustrated. I've done that in the past. It has never ended well. I'm at this mental stage where I'm just doing the Dory song. I'm singing the Dory song by like telling myself to just keep swimming, just keep swimming. So I had hoped that at this point I would see, like I would be in the 270s, even if it's on the high end. But if anything, my body is just staying put, right? She was going through a lot. So maintaining is better than gaining. So life hack. Hello, good morning. I wanted to provide a little bit of an update because I've been experiencing some really uncomfortable symptoms related to like gas pain, as well as some bowel movements and the lack thereof. And I've been noticing the uptick in these symptoms when I went to a higher dose. So today I'm trying my best to drink green tea in the morning. Green tea and water, those are the only things that I'm hydrating with today. I'm at this point where I don't feel like I need to watch my portions, but I do feel like the types of food that I'm eating, especially with the holiday season right now, I've been allowing, you know, myself to indulge a little bit. I still haven't really gained any, but I haven't been losing either. But I also think a lot of that has to do with, you know, not being able to go to the bathroom as often as I should be. So full disclosure, we're just being super honest here on this journey. It's been an adjustment this last couple of weeks, especially the last couple of mornings. Like honestly, I'm not trying to rely on like over-the-counter medications for this. I can. Dr. Barrett has like offered a couple of, you know, ways of medications that he could even prescribe, but I was like, I just really want to try to do this naturally. There is one medication that I have been taking that I feel like has helped, and that's the Gas X pills. Just to give me some relief in that, you know, department. But that's the only one. That's the only one that I felt like I had to, in an emergency, had to take. Y'all. So I'm doing some progress photos, and I figured I would do some like measurements of my waist because it's been a moment. And I've also broke my stall this morning, so I'm officially in the 270s, which Merry Christmas to me. 43, well, just barely at 43. Yay! It's a good December. Mwah. Hello, so I am outside because I need some fresh air, and I figured while I was out here I would provide a little bit of an update. Last time I mentioned I wasn't feeling really good in terms of with this higher dose. My stomach's been getting upset, or was getting upset quite a bit, but now it's definitely tapered off. Like I'm not getting any side effects anymore, so my body has definitely adjusted. I've also wanted to update on the plateau that I was dealing with, because I was like toggling between 282 and 280 for like 3 weeks, it felt like. What helped to like get over that is I actually was listening to Dr. Barrett one time, and he had mentioned really standing behind intermittent fasting, and so I tried that. So essentially I waited for a couple of days. I waited to eat until 12 noon, and then I would stop eating. Technically, I decided to stop eating around 7 in the evening. I was fasting for 16 hours, and so I could have stopped eating at like 8, but it's just natural for me to stop eating at 7, or it's just like that was the natural progress of things. Doing that a couple of days, it helped break my stall and then helped me lose a little bit more. So I ended at like 270 like 7 at the end of the week that I tried that, and I'm so grateful because that helped a lot. So that's been kind of like the end of my 3 months on semaglutide, which is crazy to kind of end it around like 278, 277. So that was really nice. Overall, it's been good. Yeah. Anyway, I hope everybody is gonna enjoy their Christmas. Bye. So it's funny, I'm out with my family. We're going to see Christmas lights, And I have actually been noticing I have way more energy and almost looking forward to like walking more to test my stamina. So, life hack, go see Christmas lights with your family to get your steps in. I wanted to show how pretty this is, and I had to walk like 5 blocks to get here. Okay, so I'm about to do a weigh-in before the end of the year, before 2025 gets here. And I have officially been on semaglutide for 4 months now. I wanted to kind of see where I ended the year and just kind of have a nice little cap to the, to 2024. So let's see where I ended up. Crazy. 275. I started around like 310. That means that I officially lost about 35 pounds in 4 months. That's actually really incredible. And I am really grateful. It's a good end to the year. I'm just really looking forward to what 2025 is gonna bring and where I'm gonna be this time next year. That's so crazy to think about. Okay, so I wanted to share a little bit of a progress on these jeans. These jeans are what I first wore when I started my weight loss journey as kind of a way to measure my success without doing actual measurements. When I first put these on, they were tight, tighter than they should have been, let's just say. But now I'm noticing that my hands can just easily you know what I mean? There's a good amount of stretch I can do, which I wasn't able to do before. I want to say I was kind of right here. Let's be honest. They are fitting just right. So just want to share that. Oh my gosh. A little 4-month update. I'm a little over a week into my 4th month, and so far so good. I'm officially in the 260s, 269. Okay, I just weighed myself this morning. I'm so excited. And a couple things to note. One, I think I found a little bit of a trick. The injections would sting a little bit, and I would always notice that the first injection out of the month, whenever I get it delivered to my house, I keep it in the styrofoam package that it comes in. I put it in my fridge and I don't open it until I need to. But I always notice that the first dose or the first injection never hurts. Just goes in, I don't feel a thing. Everything that week goes by perfectly. The 3 other doses the rest of that month, I struggle because it kind of hurts. Now, I read in a comment section on my 1-month video, if you haven't seen it, check it out, that somebody mentioned that if it's too cold, it'll sting. So I did a little experiment on my 2nd dose this month. I left it out for 30 minutes. It was perfect. It didn't sting at all because the first injection didn't sting and this one didn't sting. And I'm going to try it again, and I will come back with a thorough analysis to determine if just making sure it's not super, super cold is going to be the trick to making sure it's a painless experience. I am noticing a huge difference for some reason that my food noise, guys, is non-existent right now. And I felt throughout this kind of entire journey that I've always had some kind of food noise going on. It was a lot quieter, but I still had to fight certain urges. Maybe it was just habits that I was fighting. But a couple days into this week after this injection, it's I'm not hungry. I'm almost kind of forgetting to eat. I'm not about the starvation diet, so I'm trying to make sure I'm getting enough protein in and fiber and calories and things like that. But my goodness, I am not thinking about food. I'm not craving food. I definitely noticed that, it's been a pattern that I've been noticing and finally recognizing after all this time, that especially around my monthly visitor, which I talk about her a lot, we get it, I do struggle a little bit during those weeks because that's, my hormones are a little unbalanced at that time, right? Things are happening, just a little bit of additional cravings that I'm kind of experiencing. But this week I'm not, and it's a little different. I truly have not even noticed about whether or not I've even eaten that day. So definitely got to be a little bit more mindful there. I definitely noticed that I go through patterns where I stall at least for 1 week, where I'm literally toggling between 2 and 3 pounds at a time. I'm just kind of going back and forth. And then as soon as I take my next injection, I'm down. Like, I've broken my stall and it goes away, and it's so nice. But I'm still combining it with intermittent fasting because I just think that's overall, like, there's a lot of benefits to it. I still try to get my water in, which reminds me I need to finish that. But yeah, I've only had lunch today and I haven't felt literally any need or cravings whatsoever. It's wild. It's just so wild because it's been a really long time. Been a really long time, and I'm just celebrating every step of this process. So I wish everyone the best as they're going through this journey. And if you have any questions, like, feel free to ask away, and maybe I'll do like a little Q&A. Who knows? Okay, bye. So my friend Roberto is being my little life coach right now, and he just introduced me to a high intensity class, and it kicked my butt, and I wasn't even like going that hard. I tried though. Anyway, it was fun. We'll do it again. So I have a jeans update video that this one is coming at a bit of a surprise because I was not expecting it. I was cleaning out my closet recently, you know, just doing a little new year, new me purge. And I came across these jeans that I completely forgot about. Now, I didn't buy them with the intention of someday I'm gonna fit into these. I genuinely thought that they would fit. I didn't try them on in store. Obviously that was a mistake because I couldn't even button them up. Not only do these jeans button, but like, I got room, guys. That's so, like, I'm in awe. I am shook. Like, this is crazy. Like, it has like a little bit of stretch, but trust me, when I tried to put them on before, the stretch was stretching already. Like, it was already at max. This can stretch. I have nothing else to say other than this makes me really happy and I'm really grateful, and I can't wait for them to be so loose that they're falling off. So just to provide another little non-scale win update that I've noticed without realizing, and something that I completely took for granted. When I'm like sitting down, my hands can just rest on my lap now. Like, it's so crazy. Like, I know that sounds so silly, but before I would be like this on my belly. But now I'm here. You don't realize like the littlest limitations. Oh, it's gonna be so fun to rediscover what I can do. Oh, also another little update, just gonna bring it closer here, is that I've been noticing that the portions that I've been able to handle with my meals are a lot smaller than I'm used to now. Not only are they smaller, but I'm not even like, I am more than satisfied. Like, I mentioned before that I'm an emotional eater, that food was very much a comfort. It was my emotional crutch. So I was never the type of person who would need to like finish her plate because she felt guilty. I would want to finish my plate because it tasted good and I was getting, you know, like whatever good feeling I was getting whenever I would eat past my limits. The desire, the push, whatever noise I would have in my head to keep going is so quiet. I was watching like crumble videos the other day where I was watching people eat cookies. When I tell you that I had zero like thoughts, zero temptation to go out and buy cookies right then and there, it did nothing. It was cool video, bro. And then I moved on. I can absolutely attest that this medication really helps with cravings, and it helps with portion control. It helps you feel full a lot like sooner and a lot longer. I mean, I thought that for sure I'd be like that one person it didn't work for, but it's working. Just really trying hard to establish good habits so that when eventually I'm off this medication, I can continue the habits that I'm developing right now. So anyway, just wanted to share that. Some really cool realizations this month. So I'm about to start my 5th month. I can't believe we're 5 months in. 5th month in a couple of days, so stay tuned for that. My medication will be going up a little bit to 1.25. So we'll see. Hello, it is my 6-month update. I started this medication because I wanted a tool to help reduce my appetite and curb my cravings. Like, I was considering weight loss surgery before this, so I'm really happy I did this instead. The first couple of weeks were a little rough. You know, most experience nausea and discomfort, but I didn't experience too much of that myself. I did struggle with cravings and hunger in the beginning, mostly because I had changed my diet like right from the start. It definitely took some willpower to adjust, not only to the new diet, but also for my body to get used to the medication. Around the 3-month mark, when I had increased my dose to like 1 milligrams, I did experience some physical discomfort. That was probably like the first time it ever happened. But after like a few weeks, it really just tapered off. But now I don't have any unpleasant symptoms, even after I've increased my dose since. I naturally get full faster. My portion sizes just naturally have gotten smaller. I feel way more satisfied. I just don't even feel deprived, like, at all. The dose that I started at was at 0.5 milligrams, and I gradually increased each month. Now I'm at 1.5 milligrams weekly. Probably gonna increase here soon, but I mean, finding the right dose is crucial. Starting low and gradually increasing is also key because you gotta get your body used to it. As far as exercise, I'm not perfect, guys, but I've been working hard to stay consistent. My biggest tip, honestly, is get yourself an accountability partner. Mine has come in clutch so many times. Really, you know, just been such a friend and just making sure that I'm like getting out of the house even to like go on a walk. I mean, I'm not running marathons yet. Not even close, but I've definitely noticed like just huge improvements in my stamina and my like motivation. So that kind of brings me to like talking about mental and the emotional side of things. One of the biggest changes I've noticed is how my relationship with food has evolved. Before, I'd eat when I was like bored or stressed or emotional. With this medication, I feel way less of a pull to like just snack or even overeat. I haven't felt so full beyond my needs in a really long time. And I've gotten so much better at not obsessing over the scale. Weight loss is a process. It's not always a straight line. There have been many moments when I have felt frustrated, especially during the plateaus. But I've learned to give myself grace and just ultimately trust the process. There are some weeks I did not lose anything. And then the next week, I'd like drop 2 to 3 pounds. Consistency is what will win, and those little steps do add up over time. I mean, what can I say? At the end of the day, this medication has been the most powerful tool I have ever used. Not just for how it affects me physically, but also how it's like reset my approach to weight loss. I just want to say, and just like, you know, just really take a moment and say thank you. I am so grateful for Dr. Barrett and his amazing team who have been nothing but supportive, super consistent, just the kindest and efficient people ever. Like, they genuinely care about my success. And I have felt that every step of the way. So I highly recommend anybody who is in California, Utah, Texas, Maine to reach out and join the weight management program if you're on a similar journey as mine. So I want to just say a huge thank you to you guys, to anybody watching. Truly, like, the comments and encouragement that I have been receiving have been so wonderful. Just thank you so much for joining, or if you've been following me since the beginning. I hope this update can inspire anybody and motivate anyone out there to start a journey of their own. Anyway, I am not done yet, I promise. This is genuinely like the halfway mark. I have plenty of progress to go, and so I will just continue to document my journey. So stay tuned, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Mwah!